It is MON Monday here on Jury Duty, and there is no shortage of things to discuss. So, let's let her rip. I don't know. All right, let's make sure we continue the trend. I'm Kyle Petty, and I am joined by Gina Morgino and John Dunphy, and this is Jury Duty. You can find us on the socials, BB Jury Duty, and that's it, I guess. All right, thanks a lot. All right, so what are we discussing tonight? I'm going to already retract the Beyond the Edge thing, okay? I've really been driving really hard on the Beyond the Edge thing, but I did not watch Wednesdays, and I also realized there's not much to discuss. It's just a bunch of privileged people out in the jungle having a rough time. But I will say, give it a watch. It's heartwarming. It's very nice. It'll make you feel good. So there's that. There's that for Beyond the Edge. I'm a little pissed about American Song Contest. We can skip that too.
Oh, okay. Well,
because New York didn't go through, which was a big shocker.
Oh no.
To me. Okay. We're pushing for New York to get through during the redemption round. I guess we can circle back when that comes back. I don't know. Fuck American Song Contest at this point. I'm pissed. I'm real pissed. So, unless you guys had something passionate to say about it, which I don't think anybody cared. Y'all didn't watch.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Nobody cared anyway. So whatever, fuck it. So okay, moving on. So let's do BB Can first.
Sure.
We can do Survivor later. Lots happened, okay? The chain of destiny / safety.
Chain of destiny.
We saw all the fallout and blowback from that evening, and we got a lot of clarity surrounding Marty's shady ass vote for Gino, didn't we? Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Is he the shady one there? He did what he said he was going to do.
Exactly. I don't think he's shady now. Well, I don't know. I mean, okay,
I loved going back and seeing like the DRs and the backtracking because
I love it.
I viewed the eviction episode totally
different. I want to rewatch both now.
Right.
Okay. I want to rewatch the double and I want to rewatch tonight because there was a lot of information. A lot of information. I could not believe that we were 32 minutes into the episode and we did not uncover anything new. We still didn't know who the HOH was. We have nothing going into the new eviction cycle. Nothing. Yeah. It was all from that one night. So crazy. Where do we start?
Oh God.
My goodness gracious. Who started the rumblings to assemble the five to start this thing?
I think
Gino out.
I think the first mention of it came from Kevin and Josh. I think with Betty then getting on board. Yeah. I think that Marty and Helena were a little bit more reluctant, and Marty especially was kind of like, "What are we doing? What are we doing?"
It was weirdly two different conversations though, because you had Kevin and Marty, and then Josh and Betty, and then Josh and Kevin happened to realize they both had the same idea at the same time. Yeah. So it wasn't even like it was a totally separate thing. Like they were already both talking about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kevin just kind of had discounted it because he was like, "Oh, we don't have the numbers," and then found out that they did.
They did. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Even though it does not look like Kevin had any intention of following through on this from what I saw.
I don't know.
Because here's why I say that. And I might need to rewatch because I was taking notes and I was tweeting and I was watching and it's just so much going on.
That's what gets hard about doing that. That's what gets hard.
Right.
Tweeting gets tough.
But it seemed to me like Marty and Helena were on board with Marty not feeling great about it because he's already kind of betrayed Gino and now he's about to do it again. But thinking, all right, we have this plan in place. We can get him out. We can break up the showmans. Mm-hmm. And then it was not until the vote was about to happen that I heard Betty saying "Oh, Marty looks really worried. I don't think he's going to do it. And I think that that's when Betty and Josh's votes switched back to go to get Jess out instead.
It is.
But Kevin voted to evict Jess. And I don't think that he had those reservations because of Marty's body language, which makes me feel like this was going to be a 5-4 vote the other way if Kevin had gotten his way, and he would have really caused some serious drama in the house, I think.
No, I think the opposite. I think Kevin was very, very upset that this didn't go that way, because even though they tell them that they're not supposed to be talking in that hallway as they're going on their way to vote, there was an exchange. I think it was Josh, because he said doing it, and Josh said no, and then Kevin's vote, he was very annoyed. Annoyed.
I missed that.
Yeah, he said doing it, and he said no, and then he sat down. He's like, I'm voting to evict Jess. He was like pissed.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I didn't see that, and I was wondering if Kevin was planning to kind of just go off the rails from the beginning. And
but I could see why you would think that based on the body language during that eviction process. Yeah, I could see why you would think that. But if you look down for 2 seconds, you would have missed that.
Right. Yeah, totally missed that exchange. But then that makes me honestly even more annoyed, because I wrote to you guys earlier tonight about Betty. Because Betty, we have said throughout this season, like, she is a queen. She has not been afraid to say right to people's faces how she feels, this and that. And the second you get a little weird body language from someone across the room, you just throw out this whole big blindside, this plan that you had. I just feel like, come on, Betty.
Yeah, I get that. But you know what? I don't know. I looking at that, if I was Betty and I was looking at Marty, the way that he was going back and forth, knowing that he's an established flip-flopper. And she doesn't have the benefit of the DRs that we have. But even with the DRs that we have, if I knew that if I saw him looking like that with the knowledge I have, I might have jumped ship too.
I totally can understand that.
Marty's the problem.
I definitely can understand. Right. I definitely can understand it. I just kind of hoped that Betty would stick to her guns there, because I just felt like she's been so vocal, like out in the open with how she feels, telling people exactly what's on her mind, exactly how she feels, and I feel like she would have just stuck to the vote. And then if it didn't go the way that this plan went, that the 5 had come up with in the room, figure it out, pin the vote on somebody else. It's an anonymous vote.
She's in the exact situation that she ended up kind of being put in, but she doesn't have a ground to stand on to get herself out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. Just like, it's just really
like
wish.
It's
wish
easy,
it didn't go that way.
It's easy to say that knowing that Marty did follow through, but like not knowing that, I can totally understand why she would be like, well, I'm not going to be the reason why this isn't going to blow up in my face. Like, it was my idea.
I understand. Both. As a viewer, I wish that Betty had more of a backbone, but as a player, I know that I wouldn't have had it.
No, I understand. I think that my issue with it is just with how vocal she's been at times, Betty, with just telling people exactly how she feels, and then like when it comes down to an anonymous vote, like, you don't think you could blame that rogue vote on somebody else, or just deny it, or this or that? Like you're literally, you have just told people right to their faces, I don't like you, I want you out, I want this, but you can't play off like an anonymous vote. I just kind of wish that she had stuck to that, and maybe we could have actually seen,
we would have seen another blindside. We'd see some more fireworks.
But I get it. I get it on both sides. So
yeah, I have to say though, I'm really happy it didn't actually happen though. Like as a viewer, like it stinks, like because like it sucks on one hand because we missed out on a good blindside. We know that that's good gameplay, but JC Lynn and Gino are really like the underdogs at this point, and like I love a good underdog comeback story, and that's what we're gonna get here.
I would argue that because of the fallout of the vote and everything that we were seeing the beginnings of tonight, as a viewer, it's more interesting that it didn't.
Yeah.
Like the blind side would have been fun in the moment, but this set us up for a lot of fireworks to come. You know what I mean?
You put it much better than I did. That's it, and I feel exactly the same way though. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It felt deflating that night. It's like, okay, so Jess is leaving. All right, like very predictable. I could have guessed that they would leave. Like, okay, like fine, but now it gets interesting, especially because now Marty wins head of household. So, which I mean, I was yelling like audibly upset about this. Like, of all people to win.
Knowing that it was coming as everything was happening, like leading up to the HOH, I was like, no, why? Like, because I had it spoiled for me, so I knew that he was going to win the HOH, but I was like dreading it leading up to it.
Oh man, yeah, that sucks. Sorry, that's terrible. I didn't have to watch this whole thing and then knowing that yucko.
Yeah, I've done a terrible job of avoiding spoilers this week. It's only Monday, but I know.
It's hard when you use the podcast social because it's all there.
It's everywhere, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's why I don't go on it a lot. It's not good. I tweet a lot from my personal for that reason. Yeah. What are we gonna do? You just have to accept it.
Or just like post and ghost really quickly, be like, tweet, goodbye.
Post and ghost. Is that original?
No, I've heard it somewhere. I'll take credit for it.
Let's say the kids say it. Damn. Okay. All right. Well, Marty.
I mean, if it's funny, I'll take it.
I like it. I mean, I do it. I did it tonight. Whatever I tweeted that I ended up retweeted on my personal, that's when I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys," because I'm just like basically having a conversation by myself. Right. And like, so whatever it was, it's like, I'm just gonna post this and get the hell out of here. Like, I'm not gonna read anything. I saw the little blue dot pop up. I knew there were new things. It's like, oh no,
right?
He's gonna ruin tonight. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to imagine. You did. What happened to you? Poor thing. So Marty wins out of household, and honestly, I think it's a mess.
Oh yeah.
It's a mess. He just
is a disaster.
Yeah, like what are you doing, man?
Oh, I love that you said that because this was a pre-planned caption. What is Marty doing? And, and I don't think Marty knows either.
For the life of me, cannot figure out why he got away with the rogue vote. He got away with it. And then sunk his own ship by being like, you know what? Now that I'm in power this week, I might as well just come clean. It's not like I won't
I'm not going to have power next week.
It's not like I won't be in power next week and they can all turn on me because of this decision. No, it's fine. I'll just tell them I lied. It'll be great.
It was like literally,
dude, you got away with it.
Yeah, like you got brought on board for this plan of getting out one of your own allies in Gino. The two people that got you on board with that plan, Josh and Betty, were the only two people being blamed for those two votes.
Yeah.
You decided to be
why would you?
I was actually decided to tell him that it wasn't them.
Why? Why would you do that?
What an idiot! At least he acknowledges that he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah. He says, "I can win comms, but my strategy is the best."
Level.
And it's like it is on another level. It is. Even your self-admission, your self-deprecation does not excuse this behavior, sir.
That was I was so mad. Like, what a stupid move.
Unreal. That was unreal.
Yeah, really stupid. So now what? So now we're gonna get Gino running this HOH just for Marty to go home next week.
Right.
That is beyond a Frenchie exit.
There is no way that Gino doesn't go for Marty now after the second.
Marty doesn't have anybody after this.
Yeah.
No. Not a single soul. And honestly, doesn't deserve anyone after this. And you know what? Good. This is a really great time because our friends over at Big Brother Junkie have given us a new alliance map. This was made right after the Chain of Destiny Safety double eviction. Where's Marty's face? Marina. Woof. And then we got Marty and Kevin have each other's back. No way. I mean, Kevin is a flip-flopper if we ever did see one. Okay. What is this other thing? Have each other's back. This orange. If it's not a name, it's not real.
Because even the especially after this, it's not real.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Jeez, Marty.
The squad. Josh, Betty, Summer, Herman, and Moose. Loosely aligned.
This is the weirdest season for alliances.
Yeah,
because nothing's real. No one's being honest.
It's literally like episode to episode. It's a completely different map.
It is. I'm glad you said that because I didn't delete some of the other ones. So even just 331 to 42, so many things are different.
That's wild.
Yeah, like the Man Dams isn't on here anymore.
Gone. Oh, yeah,
Right.
because Tanisha's gone. Dissolved.
Yeah.
Man Dams, obviously. The Heart.
Well, because
no
Tanisha's
more.
gone and Helena sent them out. Or sent her out.
Right. So fuck the Man Dams. Damn.
Wow.
Well, I guess that was the only thing that had a real name, and this ghost thing.
Well, there was the Savage 7, I think, right, for a while.
Oh yeah, that didn't last long.
Not-
Kyle kind of ruined that. Kyle ruined that 7.
But
with
before,
all of his, 'cause
honestly,
he was just nominating everybody in the 7.
honestly, but before he even ruined the 7, like I feel like the 7 was voting in different directions anyway. So like,
Right.
Yeah,
That was like the most
7 was
unreliable alliance.
Yeah, it was never a unified front to begin with. Yeah, it was a disaster.
remember the Honey Bunch? That lasted for 10 minutes.
We're the first 4 people in the house. Might as well be an alliance.
I don't even have a map that says that.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's terrible.
So weird.
Mess. Absolute mess.
This has been so weird. It's been like the most individually played game of Big Brother I think I've ever seen.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
And I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I know what we have to get into. Another hot button issue. It's a real hot button issue.
Uh-oh.
Toot toot hot button. Bang, 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 bang. There was a lot of controversy on the last stream regarding Jess's ineligibility to play.
Oh.
I'm pissed.
In
I'm
the
pissed
safety
about
car.
this.
John got
then-
angry.
Yep, very angry.
And I'm even more
the
I'm even
angry
more angry
continued
tonight.
on tonight because Moose played in the safety competition on Thursday and also played in the HOH competition tonight, much to the chagrin of John Dunn.
That's right.
And I'd like you to tell us why you feel this way.
Okay, I'm trying to think of this logically here, right? If
Mhm.
if being HOH makes you ineligible to compete for safety, right? Then if you win safety, you should be ineligible to compete for the next HOH, logically, right? I'm sorry, they're not the same competition. The HOH should have been able to compete in that safety competition, and whoever won the safety competition should have been able to compete in HOH. It seems like Jess was the only one that got like the shit end of the deal here. Someone explain it to me. Tell me what you guys are thinking. I'm very curious to know what you feel about this.
I mean, you're not gonna like it. I do feel like they're different. Like the HOH, the outgoing HOH never has safety. That's always the case. You know, when you become the HOH, you are not going to be safe.
That's not always
that
true,
makes
though. That's
that
not
makes
always true.
sense to me.
Was
What is not true?
Was the HOH ineligible from getting the B direct, whatever that was? Were they still able to get
Be
safety from that?
direct eviction protection insurance.
Yeah. Not to mention that the
I
last
have no idea.
Not to
honestly.
mention that the last HOH of the Big Brother season always includes the previous HOH competing in it. So like,
well, yeah, in the final 3.
so it's not always the case that the previous HOH is not able to compete for some sort of safety later on. I'm
but
sure.
I think the difference is Moose didn't really have any power. He got to pick a person to save, but he didn't put up nominees. He didn't change the structure of the house. He was just able to like save one buddy, which
Yeah.
I think makes
I
it
don't
different.
know. I don't know.
For me,
But
that's what it is for me too.
But him having safety and being able to choose someone else to keep safe does change up the hat. That's 2 people that you can't nominate now, whoever is HOH.
Yes, but it's also the same level of power that next person has, that the next person had, the next person had. For me,
Right, which is why why can't Jess have a chance to compete?
Well, because I thought it was more that the end, like the power end of things was the qualifier. Like Jess had power in a direct nomination, where Moose only just picked another person who would be safe, which is one of many versus one of a few.
Honestly, in a way, I think that gives you more power than an HOH has. An HOH can't just say that person's safe this week. That, like
well, except that they do.
Right, but I mean,
the
but
HOH gets to say these 12 people are safe this week.
Yeah,
unless, but depending on when you are in the game as the HOH, you might, like we've seen it before in the past, where an HOH is forced to put up one of their own allies because that's the only option in the house. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like this was not the same type of competition. If you're HOH, I get why you can't compete for the next HOH. This wasn't an HOH competition. And whoever wins that competition can now compete for the next HOH. I just feel like that's a super unfair advantage for that person. Because you're now able to guarantee yourself 2 weeks in a row of safety if you win that safety comp and then win the next HOH.
You know what's funny about this is that I honestly could argue either side of this. I really, really could, but I don't care enough about them to argue that side. So like, I lean more towards the side that I'm on anyway. Like it's like I'm like a 65-35, you know. But like, it's just really easy to say 65 on the side I'm already on. It's just real easy to stay here for that reason. But I do hear what you're saying. I just want you to know I don't completely disagree. I'm just more on this side. Because I do think it's just more about leaving that person in more of a vulnerable state than others. But that is the penalty for having such power.
Sure, absolutely.
Yes.
But I feel like you shouldn't, just because you won the HOH in the previous week, shouldn't mean that you are in a more vulnerable position than like the entire house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess you are automatically, because if you're HOH,
that's what it always
you
is.
can't compete. But like this was very different to me. This was not like, all right, you're HOH, you don't get to compete for HOH, but you still have a whole week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just left out of this competition no matter what. It's like you were HOH. You might be nominated next week, but you might still have the veto. You might still have that. You could get backdoored, sure, but you still have a whole week to campaign for yourself. This felt like, okay, just because you happen to win the HOH that came the week before this particular twist, now you don't even get to compete. You're one of the last three.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of how it works in a regular double anyway. The HOH doesn't get to compete in the HOH, but they get to compete in the veto. Jess still got to compete in the second safety competition. They just couldn't compete in the first one. Like, they still had the opportunity.
Right. No, absolutely. And you're right. I do think it's still different that you get to potentially choose somebody to play on your behalf that could potentially save you then. Like, I do think there are a lot of differences, and I felt like Jess was put in a situation where they were in a much more vulnerable state than like an HOH normally is coming out of their week. That's all. And it's, but like I said, and the same thing that Kyle said, I see both sides to this also. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, when I first saw that Jess wasn't able to compete, like, my first thought wasn't like, oh, what the hell? Like, in a way, I almost thought like, oh, that's normal. Of course, the last HOH get to play. But then as I thought about it more, I was like, but this isn't an HOH comp. And this isn't like, like, this isn't, I just started to think more and more and more about it. And I was like,
no, I got it.
Yeah, but.
No, it's fair. And you were eking me a little bit more over. You were eking me over. 75, 25. No, wrong way.
No, that's the opposite. That's
wrong way. Sorry, just kidding. Wrong way. Like 55, whatever the opposite is, 45. 60-40-ish, like somewhere around there.
I never expected to get as passionate about that as I did.
So angry.
I know. I'm surprised by it.
I think honestly, what annoyed me more than anything was just that I wanted that showmance to be broken up, and they didn't do it.
I don't know why they bother you so much. Why do they bother you so much?
The showmance?
Yeah, sorry, I went to mute my mic because I'm trying to open. I wanted to open this cookie, okay, and I didn't want to pull a Gina, and I thought I was safe.
Off air. You can't make fun of me here.
I thought I was safe in that moment.
You like, you can't make fun of me here. They didn't know about that.
No, I don't really strongly dislike the showmance. I just think I get really annoyed when like the house guests don't make the logical move. It's like. Get rid of the 2-person voting block, because they're just getting more and more power. As people leave the house, those 2 votes get more and more powerful. Like, get them out of here. We're now we were at what, day 35 tonight, I think. So we're more than halfway through the game now. Like, you got to break that.
35 already? My God.
Yeah, like, you got to break that duo up. And they had a chance. Literally nobody was HOH. The whole house could have just gotten rid of the showmance without anybody getting blood on their hands, and they chose not to. When they had the votes to do it.
I know.
No. It was stupid. It was stupid, but I don't know. I'm rooting for them. Gino hasn't annoyed me. He hasn't really done anything to me.
Neither of them really annoy me, honestly.
No, and JC Lynn's tweets from the past, I don't really care about those.
It is funny to me because JC Lynn actually said in this episode tonight, like, seems like everybody's gunning for the showmance, and I was like, half of the showmance, half of the showmance was literally just on the block, and
no one cared.
Nobody cared. So.
I also just think it's also ironic, just because we didn't point this out, that like the side that was the most conflicted about voting Gino out is the ones that actually went through with it.
Right.
And
right.
And the other team were like, forget it. No, they're not going to do it. And it's like, no, actually, they were.
Can we just talk? And I'm like mad at myself for not tweeting about her during the episode, but can we also just talk about how freaking smart Summer is? She was like, I'm using my sociology degree.
Yeah, she picked up on Helena. Yeah.
She was like, I know who the other vote was. It was Helena, because as soon as we started talking about it, her eyebrows went up. And I was like, Summer, you are so freaking smart.
Well, I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, she was like, she started avoiding eye contact with people. Her eyebrows raised. I know it's Helena, like 100%. And I was like, sure.
Summer, putting that sociology degree to use there.
That's scary.
She is smart.
She is smart. Can you imagine if she wins this? Can you imagine if she wins this thing?
I mean, you'd be hype.
I would be, because finally somebody I selected. Listen, I would just be hyped if she made it to final 3, because my selections are usually like out pre-jury.
I mean, we're at jury now, so far so good.
I know, so something. I already lost one.
Well, I mean, who saw that coming?
Yeah.
I didn't. You did. You called it.
No. I'm saying, like, genuinely, who saw that coming?
I thought you were mocking me.
No.
Gina, our 2 picks are still in the.
We're doing well so far.
Now. Although I actually.
Who were yours again? Who were yours?
JC and Josh.
Yeah, JC and Josh were the 2 that Gina I felt most strongly about. Although I will say that I might be rooting for Summer and Helena more than either of Josh or JC Lynn at this point, actually.
Honestly, there's a part of me that's rooting a little bit more for Helena than Summer.
Okay.
Just like a little bit more. Just because I feel like Helena is more of an underdog.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's really looking at Summer, oddly enough.
No, and they should.
Which I feel like more people really should.
Yeah.
It surprises me that they don't.
Mm-hmm. No, she's going to be a problem. The only thing about her is that I wonder, is she truly throwing all of these, or is that like a lie? Like,
right.
Because she may not be a problem because she's not winning anything, so it might be fine.
But I mean, winning isn't always the problem. Her social game is wild. She's influenced some of these evictions on her own.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say,
but if somebody is a little bit smart, they could get her out because she doesn't win. That's where I was going.
I was just gonna say too, like her game, especially if she's doing all this on purpose, right? Like, let's say she's purposely throwing comps. She's been sort of pulling the strings behind the scenes on all these HOHs, getting people out of here. Like, she definitely has to be careful. And Kyle, you started talking about this, I think, a week or 2 ago, about how like we all love Summer, but she definitely has to be careful because she's helping to make a lot of these decisions. And I feel like when there were more people in the house, you can kind of fly under the radar a little more by like putting that influence in there. And especially when she's already been kind of like accused of throwing comps by some of her allies in the house.
Getting accused by her own allies,
right?
And that's what makes me nervous,
right? Like I almost think
they're not going to be allies,
right? Like she almost needs to start flipping her game a little bit. Like stop
she
trying.
Does.
Yeah, like don't
lost
try to.
Tanisha, and that's a big blow to Summer's game. That's a big blow.
And I feel like you almost have to stop trying to manipulate people so much and start winning a little bit more. Like
I completely agree with that because the Hermans of the world are not going to squat up at Summer. They're squatted up now, but it's not going to be like that in another 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And that's where I get nervous for Summer. That's where I get nervous. I feel like she's a little cocky because she's made a couple of comments. You're like, oh, you don't need to be HOH to run the house. I'm like,
Yeah.
You're not wrong, but like easy.
Right.
Yeah, like that's all. It made me nervous.
Oh boy.
So Marty wins head of household, and I will say, much to my chagrin, we don't even get to find out who's on the block.
If you guys want to talk about it, I know so many things.
And that's
It's just I'm so annoyed because like while it was so much fun to see everything that led to where we are, there were like 5 minutes you could have cut somewhere to just give us the nominations. You did not have to end on a to be continued.
No, I agree with that, but it does make me excited for Wednesday. Because are we going to get both noms and a veto comp and renoms?
Yeah.
If the veto gets used, all that stuff.
Are we going to pull another Celebrity Big Brother 3 and then do another? No, that was in 23.
No, that was 23.
That was
yeah.
23. Yeah. Twice they did that crap. Didn't show us what happened.
Then we would go into eviction night not knowing who was on the block.
Yeah. That's so fucking stupid. No, they do that on me really mad. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
If you guys want to talk spoilers, I have the info for you. Let me know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's a Kyle question.
I gotta tell you.
What on earth was that?
Can we maybe let's chat about Survivor first, and then maybe see.
Okay.
Do I want to wait? Because, like, you know what it is? It's really more about the socials. I would be fine with waiting. It just now means that you're avoiding many things. Like, it's just annoying.
I mean, I'm fine either way. So it's if you want to know,
we can give our spoiler alert. You know, our bonk bonk bonk.
What does it sound like?
Bonk bonk bonk.
All right, let me just get the caption so people like if they're scrubbing, I want them to be able to see.
Although, I mean, do you want to talk about Survivor first and hold off any spoilers of any kind to the end?
Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe that's actually not stupid to put it at the end. That's not stupid because then, like, anybody listening after the fact, they don't have to skip around and all that crap. Yeah, all right. Let's wait. This is for you guys. Our afterlives. That's what we'll call you. The afterlives.
Our afterlife.
The afterlives. Can we also just talk about Big Brother the Game real quick? Big Brother the Game. No one knows what this is.
Is this the mobile game?
It is.
Yeah, I've seen the ads, but I don't know anything about it.
We have to find out. Okay, let's everybody do their own research. Okay. Here's the problem. I didn't want to spend the money on like the tokens to pay to get in. I just this is a rough pay period. I saw JoJo. I've been going out a lot.
Okay.
I just paid rent. So, $5.42 on Big Brother the Game. That can wait until I get paid. I have to rush. But you can win up to $1 million playing this game.
Like real people dollars?
Real people dollars.
Really?
You have to pay to get in.
I thought it was just like The Sims, but for Big Brother.
No. If you don't want to pay the money to get in, you can record an audition video and get a sponsor and get somebody to sponsor your entrance into the house.
Oh,
wow.
Right.
This is like a real thing.
It is. It's a very real thing, and that's why I'm so curious about it.
I thought it was just like Gina, John, and Kyle playing Big Brother for fun.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, it's not a joke. There's a new head of household every day, from what they say.
Every day.
And then everybody is vote. It's down to a public vote, a house vote, or some other kind of vote. There was a third option. Yeah, I was really hoping that maybe more people had some more information, but there's no one here to give it to us. So, slide into our DMs, okay? BB Jury Duty. Let us know if you play Big Brother the Game. I'm really intrigued.
Interesting.
And I think that, it's something that we should jump into. I mean, now that I'm working from home, I have random pockets during the day where I have a little bit more time. So I'm down if somebody else is down.
I'll check it out. Yeah.
I had no idea this was a real thing.
It's a really real thing. So there, we'll just leave it there. We can circle back on Thursday. Everybody do your research. The only thing is, I wish, because they do say that there is no guarantee that you can be in the same house as your friends.
Okay.
so we could end up playing. We would not be in the same house. Now, I don't know how many people are in a house. I don't know how this works. I thought I read that there are 7 different houses. So the odds are actually not that bad for us to end up in the same one, but maybe so. I don't know. I was hoping to get some feedback, so we'll put it out there on the socials. We'll get people. Okay. So Big Brother the game. So that's that. Yeah, we'll do spoilers after. I think that sounds great. I think it sounds great. Survivor 42. I think this is better than Survivor 41 so far.
Oh, for sure.
Right? I'm finding this a lot more exciting.
I ironed out all the issues. Like you mentioned this. You said like they must have seen what the issues were with these twists in Survivor 41 and tweaked them and made them better. Right?
I mean, you said that and I just agreed.
No, I had read it on.
Oh, you read it. I'm gonna say somebody else said that.
Yeah,
I'm like, I didn't say that, but I do agree. It's almost like they kind of knew, like, okay, if we just tweak this just a little bit, we'll get a different thing. Which is what Big Brother should do.
Yeah.
All right. Can we learn something from this? You know,
I don't get it, like, because like we all agree that the chain of safety that's a better version of MON 1, right? Like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah. Somebody scored MON 1 and said, how can we make this better?
So you would think that Big Brother US would look at that and be like, okay, we can use this in our version of the show now, right? But
right. If I don't see the chain of safety,
we do the opposite thing. We take the things that are cool about Canadian Big Brother and make them worse.
Like, right.
And we cull it down.
That's the thing. Like I have no confidence whatsoever that we are now going to take the twist that like we started, but Canada made better. Like we're gonna somehow make it even worse than it was the first time we showed it on our version or something. Like, because we can't do anything right.
I don't know. I'm hoping that there's enough like social media push and everything. Let's just take this caption down because we can talk about nobody Survivor. I hope there's enough social media push that people start to see that Big Brother Canada really is like the superior Big Brother, and they kind of like act accordingly.
Yeah.
But people have been saying for years that this is better, and
we're the ones that are late to the party.
Yeah. And no one's making these changes.
Well,
I gotta ask you something also. Just between us jurors.
Yeah. I'm nervous.
It's controversial. It's controversial.
Very, very nervous.
No, you should be nervous. You should. I want to put something to you that it doesn't have to be answered tonight. It is MON 1 Monday. We're getting crazy. We're crazy. That's right. That's right. Now that we're a little in and we've had some experience, Julie or Arisa?
Oh, no.
Arisa. I'm sorry. I mean, like, Julie Chen, I love you. I freaking love you. Like,
I hate that it's that easy.
No, yeah, like, Julie, like, believe me, this summer when BB24 starts and I'm sitting on my couch watching the first episode and Julie comes out, I'll be like, hell yeah, it's Julie Chen. But I'm sorry, Arisa's a better host than you are. Sorry.
Oh no.
I agree.
Yeah.
Arisa is leaps and bounds better. It's just Julie just feels like home. She's familiar. She's comforting.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If I'm having a really, really bad day, there's something about seeing Julie Chen Moonves that is comforting.
For sure. For sure.
But Arisa
just don't let her talk to anybody.
Yeah, no interviews allowed.
You know,
just get through the episode.
And I the thing is too, like, because we'll joke and we'll laugh like about like Julie's little fumbles and stuff like that. But I can get past that. I don't mind when she like kind of, fumbles on her words and stuff like that. It's whatever. It's a human thing. But like Arisa just brings this enthusiasm to every episode that she's hosting. She seems just as excited as an audience member. Whereas Julie, yes. I get this. She's trying to be super polished while not actually accomplishing that.
Well, it also almost feels like
You know, like
to me that like it feels like Arisa watches the show, so she knows what's going on, and she is just as excited as an audience member because she's in it and she knows what's going on. I feel like Julie just shows up that day and gets handed cue cards of what she's supposed to ask them and doesn't actually know what's going on in the house. You know what I mean?
Right. No, you're
See,
so right.
I think she watches as a casual.
I don't know.
And I think that Arissa's a feeder. That's what I
see,
think.
I feel like Julie gets a weird highlights reel, and that's
You think
it.
so? Because I do think that she sometimes asks some questions, and like sometimes she does add some enthusiasm to it. That it does look like she's genuinely interested in the answer, but I don't think she has nearly as much context to any of her questions or the answers she's receiving as like Arisa. The conversation doesn't go anywhere. It's like I asked a question. Actually, that kind of supports your claim more because like she asks a question, she gets an answer, and she's like, okay, thank you for answering.
Yeah, I feel like she just gets handed the cue cards by production, and then like that's what I'm supposed to ask them about. You know?
She just seems kind of into it sometimes, though. That
it could be maybe it's an intern that's doing it, but like it would be great. We get like tweets from Arisa before episodes start being like, yo, this episode's gonna be fire.
Yeah, like, this is unmissable.
Yeah, like get an intern to do that on Julie's Twitter. Like get her, just make her seem more engaged. Like
and the thing about it is that I don't think it's an intern doing it. When Arisa shows up, like she's
right.
So she can't wait to find out how the live eviction is gonna go. Like even the way she like reports on the eviction, she goes, okay, 5 is the magic number. 5 is the magic number. We're gonna see what Gina's gonna do. Like she does it as if this is like ESPN, and you feel like you're watching something like so legit. And Julie's just not that excited.
Doesn't it feel? I'm not even saying that like Arisa does this, but I almost feel like there should be some sort of like BB Julie account where she's commenting on things happening on the feeds and stuff too. And it doesn't have to necessarily even be Julie, but like I feel like Arisa is way more likely to tweet like, yo, do you see what's happening on the feeds right now? Where I'm like, why don't we have our queen, Julie, doing the same sort of stuff?
Like Arisa almost feels like she's in line with like a Taryn more than a Julie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I totally agree. Wow. It's not as controversial as I thought it was going to be.
We were all very in agreement.
I thought we were going to be pretty divided on that.
I think we could all probably agree that Arisa's worst outfit is probably better than anything that Julie wore on Celebrity Big Brother. Like the outfits are better, the enthusiasm's better.
Wow.
Listen, I don't even.
This one.
Listen, that's still better than either of the sweater dresses that Julie wore on the premiere.
No, I mean, it is. I know, but I would not have called Julie's sweater dresses among her best either. All right, she did have some bangers in Celebrity, didn't she? They're all deleted off. I deleted them all.
She had a couple that were all right. I remember a Valentine's Day one that Julie wore, like a red top and like black leather pants.
Well, that was the one that only I thought was cute. Don't pretend you're on board with that one all of a sudden. Only I said that was
very matronly.
You both hated that one.
I am just trying to remember like decent outfits that she wore. Okay, the fact that we're having this much trouble, I think, speaks to my point.
No.
Speaking of, did we assess Arisa's outfit?
No, because she never posted anything.
Even still?
She didn't post. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. I've been looking. Yeah, it is.
That's upsetting.
It is. No, it is upsetting.
Then she wait, hold on.
I've got some good Julie here. Hold on. Because I think you're just forgetting some things.
There was that one black one that all three of us were obsessed with from Celebrity that I remember. Because we all said it was our favorite.
Yeah, obsessed. I'm uploading it. I got one.
Don't put your face away, all right?
Wow, rough tonight. If you're out there, we are sorry, today. Girl. Come on, how about
this one?
All right, that was a good one.
Okay,
slightly better. Slightly better than Arisa's other outfit that we didn't like.
Wait, hold on. I got another nice one here. I do. Hold on. We'll get it together.
These poor audio listeners listening to us talking about outfits they can't see.
Well, they
All right,
gotta
so the
watch.
first one that we did pull up, and it had black and gold top. We're getting some.
It's like I think it's like
arms, we're getting-
a snakeskin kind of top, right? I think it has that
yeah,
design.
all right. Yeah. We have a playful glance to the left. Just get ready for showtime.
Oh, she looks great. She looks great. She does.
She does. Like, come on now, come on. It's certainly better than this thing.
Nah, I still think this is better. Shoes way better.
Wow.
Shoes are way better. She looks great.
Yes, the shoes on this are great. The shoes are great. But now, how about this? This was nice. This was
cute.
It's like boring.
So cute.
It's like a
Wow.
daytime talk show. Like,
This is getting rough. If B Bean was here, like,
John is sassy today. I don't know what happened to you.
B Bean would not be happy with any of this.
I think I'm all in on Arisa right now. I think that's what it is.
You are. Okay. I don't think we have anything about Survivor.
Oh yeah.
Did anybody take any notes?
I didn't take notes, but I was glued to my TV during that one tribal.
Literally,
Right,
all we said was that the twists in this one were better than in 41, and then we stopped talking.
And I think that's our answer. We're a Big Brother podcast. I don't think we care as much about that. We tried. I mean, unless you have. No, we can. I don't really have anything. I wanted to talk about it, but I don't have any specifics. Almost because like so much has happened. This Jonathan, okay.
Oh my God.
Is an absolute beast. I mean, he is everything on that Taku tribe. Okay. And
Jonathan
I think
Young.
Maybe. Whatever. Like Beastly Jonathan.
The one who looks like he could end my life with one hand.
Yes. The fact that he was the reason why they were able to get through the water in a challenge
single-handedly.
that Jeff had to stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Full teams couldn't get it done. He did it alone. All right. I think the first time Taku loses, they need to vote him out.
Oh, absolutely. They have to vote him out. If he makes it to the merge,
forget it. He's never going to go anywhere. What else? High from Green Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That whole tribal
was bonkers.
Yeah, and I have a lot of mixed feelings on how some of that tribal went, honestly, because I think that production should have done a better job about knowing that a situation like this could happen, where people now have to out the fact that they have these advantages that also gave them disadvantages, because now they're really at a loss here.
Yeah, like what was that always? Yeah, whatever. Was that always the case? Like, has that happened before? Is that like
no? It didn't ever get that far. It never got pushed to rocks and like all that stuff.
Yeah,
it never like went that far
because people are normally usually too scared to let it get to that point, right? Like they're just like, all right, I'm just gonna switch. Yeah, I'm gonna switch because I don't want to go to rocks. Like,
right?
Yeah.
So the fact that they had to divulge the fact that they do not have a vote and they continue to now not have a vote.
Yeah.
They're just like chum in open sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was kind of lame.
Well, because one of them has the idol, but does the other one not have their vote for the foreseeable future? Or was it just this tribal?
I don't know the rules around that, because didn't she lose
the risk your vote thing? Yeah, but I don't. Was that just this tribal, or is that?
Think it's just,
I feel like it's only just for one tribal.
Yeah, I think it's one tribal.
I can't remember.
I think it's just one. I think
that's true. Yeah, I think you're right.
Just shouldn't have. He should not have had to reveal the fact that now he has, what is his name? Daniel? No, he's not Daniel. Mark.
I don't know anybody's name. I'm sorry.
I don't know anybody's name either.
I know Daniel was the other one that was arguing back and forth that had the vote.
Yes, with High. That means maybe his name is Mark or Mike or something like that. I don't remember. But he should not have had to reveal the fact that now he doesn't have a vote, because at least other girl, whoever that was, the black girl, Chantel, Chanel, maybe.
Oh God, I didn't retain anybody's name. I watched it all today.
Chanel.
Chanel.
She's from New York, by the way.
Oh, hey, Chanel. Like at least she gets her vote back. So like whatever. So she made a bad decision. She tried it and she lost. But like, what's his face? That Mark or whatever his name is. Like he's just
I think it is
screwed.
Mike.
Mark. He's just screwed because he still
Yeah.
doesn't have a vote. He has no say in any of these tribals, and he's just like just be voted out. But now we know you have something, even if he doesn't. Did he actually share with them that he has an idol? I don't remember now.
Not with everybody. Someone knows he has it. Daniel knows he has it because he almost lost it. There was that whole thing of like he almost dropped it in the sand.
It's gonna get around, right? Yes, I remember that. Yes, which he is a mess. He is a mess, this Daniel. And also a threat with his dislocated shoulder, but still swimming. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole
forgot
shoulder
that was him.
dislocation was so disgusting. Yeah.
I totally forgot that was him.
I actually totally forgot about that too.
Yikes.
Yeah, I need to get back. I need to like really sit down because we're like forgetting Mike, Mark, Chanel, Chantel. Like, I need to.
I
sit
watched
down.
all of it today.
Right. Like, I need to sit down and like really dive more into this. I feel like I've been so like engrossed with BB Can that like I haven't given Survivor enough time,
enough attention. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like part of that is because of like we were kind of disappointed with how Survivor 41 was, and I feel like I need to wipe my mind of that and just go into
Start
this
fresh.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think
this has some promise. Promise. There's some drama with that Tori girl. I had liked Tori from the beginning. I found her to be entertaining. And then she had a pretty rough go and she had a slump. It looks like she's kind of worked her way out of it. She might be able to fight her way back. If there's some kind of a tribe shuffle or something, I think that'll really help her.
Can I ask, because Kyle, I mean, I and this is really thanks to you that I got so into Australian Survivor, but like these 6-person tribes, like how do you feel about them?
I hate them.
Right? I hate them too. I hate them.
Wait, what happens in Australian?
It's at least 8 people. Or no, it's 12. It's 2 tribes of 12, right?
Oh, it's okay. Got it.
I just like there being more people. I don't like this 6-person. It's hard to come up with sides. Like
yeah.
Yes, we have not fleshed anything out to get to a point that we're dealing with 6. I don't know anything. I don't know what to expect, and I don't find that fun.
Right.
I feel like that was the case with 41 too. Is like I didn't really know anyone's name or like be able to like differentiate like this is this person who has this thing and does that thing until we got to the merge because I just like everything was just kind of jumbled because we didn't really spend enough time with anybody.
Like if you're gonna have only 18, and I get like when we got Survivor 41 and it was like 3 small tribes, I was like, okay, this is a COVID thing. They're trying to keep a small cast and this and that. But like
there was one tribe because there was that one tribe that kept winning, and we didn't see any of them until the merge. So like once the merge happened, it was like, who the hell even are these people?
Who are these people? So you had to get used to a whole new group of people.
Yeah.
Right. Like I would much rather have 2 tribes of 9 each, where you have more, you potentially have a 5-4 split. Or different split depending on what's going on. I just feel like when it's only 6 people, it's just not as like I until they all merge and it's a huge like a big group that's like kind of there's conflicts within that group. It's not as interesting to me.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't like this thing that America
you don't have
is
enough
doing.
time. Yeah, you don't have enough time to even have conflict in a tribe. Because it's too small a group. The second the conflict starts to arise, it's like, all right, we'll get out of here. And then it's just like over. And it's like, okay, well, I didn't even as a viewer, I didn't even get to enjoy your discomfort.
Right.
And
because okay, so in a 6-person tribe, like let's say like 4 people make an alliance. All right, it's just going to be those 4 people going against 2 people, or if 5 people make an alliance, it's 5 against 1. Like, how is that exciting? Yeah, if it breaks down 3-3, it's exciting for like the first tribal, but then
that's it.
Like make these groups bigger. I'd rather have less tribes and more people than these little mini tribes.
Yeah. I mean, I give it to them for at least trying something new. Is
Survivor not usually 3?
No. No, sometimes it's 2. Like they go back and forth.
Because I've only ever known 41 in this season,
Well,
so
right.
I don't
Yes,
know
the
it any other way.
41 came with
Yeah.
big changes.
And
Yeah.
from what I've seen from Australian, it's always like 2 large tribes, right? That then
Oh, but it's not. No, and that's what's different from Australian. It's because Australian is just different.
right.
It's never that big in America.
Like I love how Australia does it with those big tribes, and you have groups within each tribe, and then they merge and they swap and they do this and they do that. Like, it's awesome. Like
Yeah, ours is never like that.
Yeah.
No. But it is better than like this, what we're getting in 41 and 42. Yeah. But at least they're trying different things. Like ours doesn't.
Right.
Like it's just like it is this, and like good luck. We're not really gonna shake anything up. We'll give you these BB bucks, but whatever. Have at it. Yeah. I'd be curious to see what you thought about an older season, because they definitely are better.
An older season of American?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back. I need to go back for sure.
Yeah.
You want to talk about spoilers real quick?
Oh, that's right. Spoilers. I guess. I guess we should.
Okay.
We should.
You don't have to say yes.
You don't have to. You may be glad that you did, though.
I might be glad, huh? All right. I keep trying to make this caption happen, and it's telling me I already have one like that, but I don't. Oh, now let me add it. Just in case anybody's scrubbing through, they're scrubbing. Okay. So we're about to do the spoilers. Give us the bonk bonks.
Okay. Bonk, 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 bonk.
Oh
yes,
my
that's
god.
the spoiler alert on MON
Is it?
Monday.
Sure.
I guess so.
Okay.
Spoiler.
Oh
all right.
My god.
So on this week,
Jury Duty does ASMR.
This week's edition of MON spoilers.
All right.
For BB Can 10. We know that Marty is the HOH.
We do.
You guys want to take any guesses about who his first initial noms might have been? You could probably figure it out based on who he was most upset with in the house.
I guess Betty and Josh.
You are correct.
Okay.
For the first time this season, somebody on the block did not win the veto, but it was used. Do you want to try to guess who won the veto?
I didn't know that I wanted to know all that.
Well, we're talking about.
We're in it now.
Literally, the caption is literally mad spoilers, y'all.
But I didn't mean I don't want. I don't know that I want anymore. So now I know that the veto was used. I don't want to know any more than that. I am good there.
All right. Jeez, that is kind of disappointing. I thought we were getting into everything.
No, I don't want to get into everything.
All right, fine. Josh and Betty were on the block. Veto was used. Won't say who won it. Won't say who it was used on.
It takes all the fun out of Wednesday. What if I get spoiled anyway? And I'm going to regret not knowing. I don't know what to do here. Gina loves being spoiled. Gina loves it.
I'm a feeder. I'm always spoiled.
I feel like we've been spoiled every week so far.
I know, and then the enjoyment of this one is that I wasn't yet. You know, I had managed to get out of a double and not know anything. This is like a rare opportunity to experience like life after a double as a casual. And it's like, do I want to give that up? God. All right, go ahead. Fine. So who wins veto?
You really want to know?
No. But I feel like I'm pooping the party. So.
No, I mean I don't want.
If you don't want to, we don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to.
No, go ahead.
Kevin wins the veto.
Okay.
Yeah, he takes down Betty.
No.
Really?
Really? Takes down
Huh.
Josh. Do you want to know who the replacement nom is?
Yeah, all right. Well, we're here now.
Herman.
So Betty's going home.
Well, Summer apparently has already said she is voting to keep Herman. And this is what I was saying before, that showmance is gaining more and more power, because their 2 votes, they're still deciding, from what I've seen on Twitter and all that, they're still deciding who they want to keep. And if they decide they want to keep Herman, that's 3 votes right there. It only took 5 to save who was it? Gino?
Summer wants to vote out Betty?
That's what I've been seeing on the socials.
That kind of makes sense to me. If at that stage you have to make a decision one way or the other, are you going to go with Betty, who wins nothing, or Herman, that wins something?
From what I've been seeing, Summer and Herman have been getting very close too. So
Have they?
from what I've seen. So we'll see. Which I feel like this still makes for a very interesting week, even with knowing what happens. I'm super curious to see what kind of conversations led to, Kevin deciding to use the veto, especially for him, like in with his game plan of like, I don't know. It's just very interesting. I want to know I want to see him explain the logic between, behind him playing for veto and using it in a week when he wasn't in danger. Because I feel like Kevin is such a strategic player that like I'm super curious to see what his reasoning would be for winning the veto and using it in a week when he wasn't necessarily in danger. Because I feel like for Kevin to do that that's like a big thing to me. Especially in Marty's HOH week, because Kevin has kind of like tried to work with him, right? And we saw how upset Marty was with Josh and Betty after this last vote.
Well, that's why I'm almost wondering if there was like some kind of a backdoor plan.
Right. Quite interesting.
I also wouldn't be surprised if Gino is not being super quiet about him wanting Marty to go out next week. If then Kevin just not caring and now just kind of just choosing another side, because that side's a sinking ship. Why align with that side? It'd be better to try and extract Josh and maybe earn some favor there, because just let Betty go. Let Betty go. She might be a vote, but she doesn't win anything. So she's always just going to be chum. Which would be why Summer would like drop her, like for Herman.
Yeah.
Like not for nothing. Like, I mean, listen, I still stand Betty, but because I like Betty as a person, but like as far as who I want to play the game with, it's time to cut ties with Betty.
Yeah.
Aww.
I love Betty.
She's a nice girl. She's a nice girl. But I think her days are numbered.
Yeah.
Her days are numbered.
Business B.
Yeah, this could be her last week.
Sorry, business.
I think it will be her last week if that's the case. I don't think she'll beat Herman.
I honestly,
I don't know.
I think
it all either way.
It honestly, it all hinges on the showmance, which is why they should have broken them up when they had the chance. They control now 2 votes. I mean, the last vote was, when Jess left, it was 7-2, right? So that was a 9-person vote.
Yeah.
So that would have been a 5-4 split. I mean, at this point now, you only need 4 votes, and then I guess the HOH is the tiebreaker, right? So JC Lynn and Gino are 2 of those votes. So whoever's got them on their side has a huge advantage.
I like it. It's fun. I like when the underdogs are suddenly not. It's a good time. It's good TV. All right. That's all I got, y'all.
Yeah.
Is everybody satisfied?
Yeah.
I'm satisfied. So we're not going to be here. No. So we're not going to be here Wednesday, but we'll be back on Thursday at 9:30.
Yeah, we will.
And we'll see how this whole thing shakes out. We'll talk about it all. We probably still won't get into Survivor. Maybe the next MON Monday. This is Jury Duty. Find us on the socials, BB Jury Duty. And yeah, I guess that's it. Have a safe night. And share a smile with a friend.